everyone, Michelle here from Scrappy Soul Sister, and I am here with you today as part of the Mix It Up Monday Hop. And so, I first of all thank you to Tara and the community over the Paper Snob community. And if you are interested in participating in any hops, check them out, and also check out all the other fabulous creators. I will have the playlist and info in my description. And so for Mix It Up Monday this time, we are using this sketch, which is super cute. And I love wood grain, so hopefully I'll preserve that part. I thought that I would use these pictures I have from Bouchard Gardens from a recent trip to Vancouver Island. It was so gorgeous. And these pictures are from the Sunken Garden there at the gardens. And, you know, it's gardens, so Flower Emporium just is perfect for these pictures. I've used quite a bit of Flower Emporium this summer, and I still have, you know, so much left. It's crazy. But I thought I would use this as my background and do some sort of mixed media. Oh, my dog has decided she's feeling playful, and a little playful bark there. I don't know if you heard it. But yeah, that is my plan. I might cut out some of the flowers out of this, depending on how many of the flowers I have still in my collection. I'm going to cover this with clear gesso because I think I might use some alcohol inks on this layout. I haven't done that for a little bit, so I thought I would play for Mix It Up Monday with that type of mixed media. So let's see where we go from here. So I am going to start by adding clear gesso to my pattern background here. Now, I don't always show this on my videos, but when you're using alcohol ink, it's really important to get it on there nice and thick to create that barrier for your inks to sit on. And so here I go with my alcohol inks. I'm using aquamarine, white, a kind of bronzy color, and then another uh, blue color that's a pearl. And so I'll include the color names in my description. And I'm just going to apply them, add some of the uh, alcohol, and then spread it with like little low tool. Now, when I say alcohol, it's an alcohol blending solution. Now, I've heard you can use rubbing alcohol as well, but only with certain types. And so I tend to use my blending solution. And not very much is going to show in the middle, right? But it will peek through. So I want to make sure I have good coverage. And then I want it to go out far enough where it is going to peek from behind my photo and my other elements. And you see up there to the top right, I've splashed a little bit in a way that doesn't look like a splash. It looks like a little line. So I'm going to turn my paper here and have that be up to the top left because there will be a little cluster up there. And I will also add a little bit of color to that splotch off camera. I'm going to add a little blending alcohol solution to see what I can do with it. And you can see I've added some of my colors up there. And I'm also going to add some splatters. And so I'm doing that with my white Dina Wakley paint there. And I'm also going to add some splatters in black and some pink. So I have my 3 strips here. These are going to be on the background. I put all that work into my mixed media and I want it to show. So I did the edges with picked raspberry in paint, and now I'm using picked raspberry distress ink, or I'm sorry, picked raspberry spritz for my splatters and the Distress ink for my edging. And I use that throughout on all of my elements. And so I have my design kind of laid out here. You can see what I mean with having these these patterned acetates are taking the place of the patterned strips in the sketch. And I am going to do them up on a pieces of foam tape just to give it a little bit of separation. And there are my pictures. I've mounted them on white and then pink. And I've selected my two wood grains that I'm going to use for my strips. I have also distressed those strips as well. And I'm going to go ahead and attempt to get these on here somewhat straight. Took a couple of attempts there. And both of these are from, or at least the one is from a wood veneer paper pad I have, which has some great uh, colors in it. And so I will put that in the description as well. And I'm going to use this little brick stencil to get on just a little bit of gray that will be behind the embellishment clusters I'm going to add. And I think a lot of the mixed media portions are now done. And yeah, so there are my pictures. I'm going to go ahead and adhere those. And my floral clusters there from the Flower Emporium. Now, both of these I cut out of one of the pattern papers because I was running a little bit shy on some of my lighter color flowers. I still have a bit of the darker ones, but I wanted to focus on the lighter ones on this layout. I am going to add some pink flowers as well that I also cut out. And one of these I have up on foam adhesive, and the other one I just put down flat. And there are my two pink elements. One of them is just going to be flat behind the flowers, and then the lower one I put up on fun foam. So they're all kind of on a different level. Now I have cut out a couple of little banner pieces out of the two wood grains that I used. I'm putting those up in the top left, stacking them on top of each other so I don't completely cover my mixed media. And I'm going to add a couple florals to that as well as a couple rub-ons you'll see here shortly. But so far, everything is coming right along. Um, I am going to add a few pink hearts. And so a lot of the elements so I started out really blue heavy and then I'm ending really pink heavy. And so that is going to keep it pretty balanced. At least I hope that's my intention. And so I'm going to use this summer as my title, and I play with a few perspectives from Bramble Fox, but I end up not using any of those. I'll save them for a different layout. And I'm going to add a few little more pink flowers. These are little cone flowers from the collection. And I'm going to add a couple of, or at least one pink ribbon flower up there to the top left. And then I'm going to add a phrase up there as well. And let's see, this layout is coming together pretty easily. I love that about a sketch. It really takes the thought process out. You can obviously make it your own by changing the sketch or flipping it, but I am just keeping it easy on this one. I'm going to add this rub-on onto my wood grain there as a kind of base for my title. to kind of help draw your eye there. Once I get it down, there we go. And then I'm going to add a word phrase from the collection rub-on there as well. That Discover is going to go away. So I'm looking at my rub-ons. I find one that I want to use up above there that says beauty, the little beauty phrase, and then um, and even despite the only reason I'm kind of struggling to get this on is just because I have clear gesso on here. I have some mixed media on here. But 49 and Market rub-ons, they go on so well. So going to pick another one to go under my summer title. I thought about doing it down below, you'll see, but I decided I'm just going to cluster it together with my title. And so that is going to go right there. And again, I um, have to use just a little bit of elbow grease to get it on there, but they go on so well. It just took me a little. And then I'm going to go ahead and relocate my echinacea flower a little bit closer to the other flowers, and it will then end with that little bit of mixed media. So going to get my title on there the way I want it. And then I want to add a few word phrases, but I'm going to grab them from the collection. And so I'm probably digging through my little supply now as we speak. And I have found this blooming phrase that I want to use, and then a couple of chipboard pieces out of the chipboard bits and pieces, one in pink and then one in blue. And it feels like that ties everything together. So my layout is just about complete once I get these words all the way I want them and adhered. So thank you so much for joining me for this process video. If you like the content, hit like or subscribe or leave a comment. And thank you again for all your support for my channel. I truly appreciate it. I hope that you have enjoyed this hop. Check out all the other creators. You won't regret it. And I have some close-ups for you, so stay for those. And I will see you on my next video. Thank you, everyone.